was staying in North America. Canada's party leaders went head to head in the only English language debate before the country's general election. Liberal leader Mark Carney, the Conservatives' Pierre Poilievre, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, and BQ leader Yves-Francois Blanchet faced off over Canada's relationship with the United States and the leaders' experience levels. The politicians outlined their plans for dealing with Donald Trump's tariffs, housing affordability, public safety, the climate crisis, and Ukraine. The usual post-debate where media ask questions of the leaders has been cancelled. Canadians are set to head to the polls in a snap election on 28th April.
Fourth Liberal term, repeating the exact same Liberal promises that priced you out of a house.
Justification really felt like a betrayal.
The biggest risk we have to this economy is Donald Trump. He's trying to break us so the U.S. can own us. They want our land, they want our resources, they want our water, they want our country.
Now, partner Gainful Solutions, Stephen Hayes, joins me via Zoom from Washington, D.C. Good to have you join us.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
So how to respond to Canada's ongoing trade war with the U.S. was a major theme in this debate. Does it sort of feel like this election is now about electing the person who is best suited to deal with Donald Trump?
Well, I think that's definitely the issue now. The irony is that before the tariffs, before Trump's I guess bellicose statements towards Canada, the conservative was Pierre Poilievre was very much in the lead. Now, because of the reaction against Trump, the reaction against America, the United States right now, the polls have reversed, and Mark Carney now is ahead. And he heads the Liberal Party, which has been in power for 9 years. I've been in Canada for 20 years with a home in Canada, just recently sold it, so I've been able to follow this very, very closely for a long time. The Liberals would have been out of power were it not for Trump, which makes this quite a bit an irony in many ways.
Now, to what extent or scale do you think that Trump and his tariff will shape governance in Canada for the next 5 years, and how vulnerable is that country?
Well, the country is very vulnerable to the United States economy. There's almost $1 trillion of trade between the United States and Canada, which means every day $2.6 billion of trade goes back and forth across the border. So the economy of Canada is about 80% dependent on the United States. So the tone and the attitude towards Canada displayed by Trump has changed the relationship dramatically. It's forced Canada to look at the rest of the world very, very differently and much more assertively, looking for new partnerships. And frankly, I think it hurts the North American alliance and the long-standing friendship between Canada and the United States. And I know that from listening to personal friends up there as well over the last several months.
Mm. And just back to the debate, Mark Carney was forced to defend himself multiple times. He noted that he has only been the Prime Minister's on the Prime Minister's chair for just about a month now. And that's despite sharing the same party banner as Trudeau. He's ahead in the polls now, but can he dissociate himself from Justin Trudeau's decade-long administration, which we know was quite unpopular towards the end?
Well, yeah, Trudeau was very unpopular in the end, is why he had to step down. Carney has made a very positive impression, largely because he stood up to the United States. Trudeau was seen in Canada generally as fairly weak towards the United States. In fact, he ran down to see Trump immediately after the election, which was seen as a sign of weakness by Trump and then by a lot of the people in Canada. So Carney has rallied the Canadians around the issues and standing up to the United States. We've seen a drop in things like tourism. We've seen a drop in trade, purchase of U.S. goods, and so forth across the board. So Carney has made a very positive and steadying influence on the rest of Canada. So it's been a real complete turnaround in terms of the elections.
And as you know, they prepare for the election, which is April the 28th. That's next, I think, next 2 Mondays. What do you make of the political climate there in Canada, if you judge by how friendly and cordial that debate was?
Well, I think that the political climate within Canada and towards one another has probably rallied Canadians closer together. Even the Conservative Canada has changed some of his positions. The Conservative Party is normally the one that aligns most closely with the Republican Party in the United States. They've also added an anti-American rhetoric to theirs as well. So I think it's brought the country together more closely, but it's going to be a very, very difficult transition for Canada unless there's a strong a renewal of the U.S.-Canadian ties. And I think it's going to be very difficult with the Trump as president because he's very erratic in what he says and does and unpredictable. So Canadians are already looking for a broader range of trade partners around the world. I think that ultimately the United States gets hurt by this, as does Canada. And I think it's a relationship that really needs to heal very quickly, but I think it's going to be difficult in the present political climate.
Thank you so much for your time. Partner Gainful Solutions, Stephen Hayes.
Thank you. Good to see you.
I will turn our attention now to the Middle East. Hamas